Hi guys, today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be sharing my experience or the process of purchasing a home in Jamaica. So lately, I always knew I wanted to retire somewhere else, but this is a little bit early for me. And the reason that I'm purchasing a home in Jamaica now is because as of late, I don't know. I've just been feeling this push in my subconscious to go for it and do it and get a place and be ready. And so with the things that have been going on and in the world and just the state of everything, I just feel like I wanna be somewhere else. I want to die in Jamaica and not abroad. Not that I'm old or anything, but I guess I'm sounding like my grandmother. I want to die at home. No place no better than here. So I'm just feeling like I want to go home sooner than later. And so I just want to talk about the house hunt in this video. So I want to say maybe about 3 months ago is around when I started feeling like, I want to go home sooner than later. And I need to find a house and I need to get things in place. And even if I'm not moving immediately, I do want to at least start spending more time in Jamaica. And so I started looking. I looked through all the MLS. And going through different brokerage companies' website, I found that they pretty much had the same listings. And a lot of the homes that I saw for sale, they either needed a ton of work, or they were out my budget, and or super humongous. And for me, I don't want a super huge house. I'm not one of those people who like flashy things. And I feel like in the next phase of my life, I want something comfortable. I don't want to accumulate a ton of stuff. I don't want the stress of having to fill a huge house. I want to have a contented, stress-free, semi-minimalist life. And so me having a smaller house is kind of where it's at for me. I don't want a huge house to maintain. I don't want to be flashy. I don't want attention. I just want to chill and relax. And so, what fits that, I wasn't finding on the MLS. So I started just searching online and I came across this ad for a home. And when I reached out to the person who was selling the home, they had advised me that it had sold already. So I'm like, okay, do you have anything else in this price range? And so he was like, no, but I have this one. And so that was a little bit over what I wanted to spend. And so I was like, well, do you think the sellers would be flexible with the price? This is around where my budget is. I could possibly get up to this amount, but I can't guarantee, but this is where it's at. And so he's like, yeah, I think the seller would go down to this amount. And, so I'm like, okay, well, maybe we can come to some consensus on a price and that would be okay for me. And so we started talking about the place, asked for pictures and all that. And then looking at the pictures and talking about everything, I was kind of concerned about some repairs that were needed. So I had to find, somebody who could give me some idea of the cost involved to repair it, and does it need immediate repair, or what kind of funds would I be looking to spend if I, went ahead and purchased this house. And so I feel like in this process, I feel like I had a pen pal or something, or because we talked for almost every day for a few weeks. A question popped up here and there, asking for recommendations, talking about, the process. I feel like this man would be annoyed at me at some point, but I don't think he was. He was pretty responsive. So shout out to the realtor. I had so many questions all the time. It's something popping into my head like, ooh, what about this? And what do you think about this? And what do I do about this? And so I had a ton of questions. And so finally, after it's not months and months, weeks and weeks, I think it was about maybe a good 4 weeks when I looked at when I first reached out to ask about the other house that he had for sale, then I'm like, okay, well, what do I need to do if I want to submit an offer? And so this is where we're at, about 4 to 5 weeks down the road. And so, lately I've been working on finding an attorney to move forward with the sale. So I will, guess if anybody's interested in hearing about the process of purchasing a house from overseas in Jamaica, I will post my experience anyway and just hopefully help somebody, because I know I had a lot of questions, because purchasing a home in Jamaica is a little bit different from purchasing here in the US. I mean, I've done purchases here, so I understood how that worked, but it's a little bit different there. And so it was like all these questions that I had was just trying to get a good understanding of how it's supposed to work. And if this happens, then what am I liable for if that happens? Just trying to understand what I'm getting myself into. So if you have experience of purchasing a home in Jamaica that you can share from this point going forward, that would be helpful. I would be definitely interested in that. So that is all for now.